Hello everyone, welcome to another video, another planty video. It is me, Desiree, and I had originally was going to do a video today about all my plants that had blooms on them, and as I was going around picking up the blooms, I picking up the plants that had the blooms, and I picked up this lipstick plant because it has a couple of blooms left, and I thought, you know, I'll show that one. And then I thought, this plant needs a makeover more than anything. How dare I show off these blooms when the rest of the plant looks like this in this pot with this soil, the dead sticks in here. It just needs a little bit of a makeover. And then I thought, well, I also have this plant that I've been dying to repot. This is one of these videos, I'm going to show you plants that are not in desperate need of water, I promise. But this one, very in need of water. And the only reason it stopped me is because it needs water, and I see this plant every single day. I have to water this plant at least every 5 days, like no joke, and it's bone dry and looks like this every few days. I just really think it needs to be repotted. Even when I'm looking in there, there's a root crawling right out. So I did bring a bigger pot to put this in. We're gonna give this one a little makeover, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so I got my little mesh things to put inside of the pot hole. And I know I'm breaking the rules here, but let me just tell you, it is a very rare occurrence that I will go out of my way to wash and sanitize pots that used to have a plant in them. Unless I know it had a pest, I don't really care that much. The inside's gonna get all dirty anyway, and I love the patina on the outside. Do as I say, not as I do. You're supposed to clean and sanitize the pots. I've never done that other than when I had mealybugs at one time. And if I have spider mites, I'll do that too. But for the most part, the plants are fine. They just died of natural causes. At least that's what I'm telling myself. So first thing, let's do the lipstick plant first. I'm gonna set this one aside somewhere. Yeah, so this one definitely in need of a makeover. And Cher's main thrill in life is a makeover. It gives her a sense of control in a world filled with chaos. Why do any of you watch these videos? Oh my goodness gracious, what am I talking about? Anyway, yeah, it's a lot of the plant died like over here, but there's this little dead stuff here. I want to clean off the flowers, and I mostly just want to get it out of this pot. This is a lipstick plant that I bought. I think I bought this last year. I did a little like shopping for plants vlog during my birthday, and this is one of the plants I bought at Home Depot. It says lipstick ace kinanthus. It was $20, and it's still doing well, and it flowered. It was so cool. I got 3 different pots because I wasn't sure which one this one was gonna need, because I don't know how much of the plant I'm really gonna like be saving in here and how much is just soil. So I'm just gonna take it out and we'll just see what we're working with. And if you know what movie that is from that I was just talking about with the makeover, props to you. This plant is in one of the saucerless pots. It's kind of like a self-watering pot, kinda. It just has this little lift thing in here. It kind of, so you could have a reservoir of water down there and not feel like, you know, the water's gonna fall out here. I really like these pots, and the plants I have in them I really like, but I never reuse them. I always save them and I never reuse them. I was just gonna throw this away, and then I was like, I might reuse it. I'm never going to, but I'm gonna save it anyway because are you even into plants if you don't save every single pot for some reason? Like even just the last few days I've been cleaning up the porch and stuff, and I'm like wanting to save every single nursery pot even though I'm never going to use them. We've had them for 3 years. I've never touched it, and I'm like, get rid of that thing. But you never know. It might come in handy, and one day you're going to be like, where's that one 6-inch light brown, I don't know, nursery pot, that one, you know, the one I threw away, that's the one that would fit what I need right now. Oh yeah, and I just watered this too, so it's really, really wet. A lot of this is just soil on the bottom. It doesn't have a ton of roots. And let's take off all these dead flowers too. The flowers on this were so pretty. They were like maroon and a little fuzzy. Every flower, if you look directly at it, kind of looks like an orchid. Like some sort of beautiful orchid. This one I think I'm going to cut off. And, oh look, there's one hanging on right there. Let's take that off. Okay. I'm gonna try to just separate the chunks of this plant. Yeah, this is just a lot of soil here that I'm working with. Let's move this over. I think I'm gonna go with this smaller pot. Ooh, look at that patina. That's so pretty. Some of these patinas are really pretty, and then some of them, I think I've said this before, but they get like gunky on them. I like the way that they look. This one does have a little gunk, but it's kind of dried on. I think it's really pretty. I like that one. Ooh, and it's got a big crack in it. I mean, it's got a lot of character. That's what I meant to say. Oh, here's a dead stick too. Ooh, a big chunk of nothing. All right. And then we just stuff it in the pot. I'm gonna put some soil on the bottom, of course. I have a mixture here of some Miracle-Gro, the tropical plant mix, and the ocean forest from, who the heck makes that one? Ocean forest, you know the one, I'll put it up here. I never remember the full name. All right, now we just set it on top. I kind of want to take a little bit more of this off. I don't know. Just kind of work it around, it'll naturally fall off. Perfect. And now we just fill in the bald spots. This looks so much better. I have to say it every time. Why didn't I do this sooner? I see this plant all the time. I water it all the time. And then I put it back and I'm like, ugh, it looks gross. And then the soil, as it dries, it like shrinks like this and it's all pulled from the sides. It just looks yucky after a while. And now this plant is gonna have a new life. It's gonna be so happy, and so will I. Ooh, that's a dead one right there. Cut that. I'll leave that leaf for now. I was gonna cut that leaf off, but we'll leave it. And of course, look at it. That looks so amazing. That looks amazing. I was just gonna say, and of course it's gonna look so much better, but look at it once I saw it in the camera. Do you remember what this looked like before? Look how happy it looks. It looks springy and alive. It looks amazing in this pot. If you have a plant that you need to repot and you keep putting it off, go do it right now. Finish watching this video while you're repotting that plant. I promise you, you won't regret it. It'll take a few minutes, a little bit of a mess. You won't regret it. It'll look amazing. I love it. Oh my goodness. Wish I did that sooner. This is definitely gonna be in May favorites. Look at it. It looks so good. Oh my gosh, I have to have it in here now. It looks brand new. It looks so good. I'm so glad I did that. Okay, the next one I think I'm gonna use this pot for is this Pothos. I've been calling it Pothos forever, but I hear everyone that used to call it Pothos, now they call it Pothos. Pothos just doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth, so I'm calling it a Pothos, okay? This is the Pothos. This was a, or is a marble queen. It's got these beautiful variegated leaves. I say was because most of the leaves now are no longer marble queen, they're just jade. It's still beautiful. I love this plant, but like I said, I have to water it all the time. Look at that beautiful leaf. Just a little bit of splashy variegation on it. Ugh! That's so pretty. You know how much people pay for variegation like that on a Monstera? And look at it just here, sitting around all ordinary. It's beautiful. It's extraordinary. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this. I'm curious to see how the roots look in here because I have to water this all the time. The soil looks horrendous and I'm really excited to just give it a new life. You know what? I kind of like these two mixed together. I only mixed them because when I went to get this pot from outside, it already had like this much soil in it of the Miracle-Gro tropical plant mix. So I just filled the top of it up with the ocean forest and then I just mixed them together and I kind of like it. All right, might be my new mix. Okay, well let's move that out of the way and let's see what we're working with here. This one also has a really nice patina, but this one has some of that like gunk on it that I bet just like a little toothbrush on it. We'll take it off. Okay, let's see what we're working with. Well, a big rock for one, and mostly roots. Mostly roots and the driest soil in the world. Let's flip it around this way. Yeah, look at that. I'm having a hard time maneuvering it with all these leaves. Look at all that. Let's flip it around. This feels light as a feather. Like, it's so light and dry. No soil whatsoever. This poor thing. Let's take a look at that side. Crazy. I knew this is what it was going to look like because it needs water. Literally, I said like every 5 days. It's crazy. But I think it's going to be so happy now in this new pot. I'm going to try to... not too much, but just kind of zhuzh it around a little bit just to kind of get some of that old soil worked off. As if there's any soil. There's not even that much soil in here. Okay, now let's just fill it on up. I'm really excited to give this one a new home and not have to water it every few days. And it can grow. I've had this one for a long time though. I found this one at Smith's. They always have some really good marble queens with like really big leaves. It looks like it was like a big top cutting or something. You know what? I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with it. No, let's redo it. I feel like I put it too high. Like it's too mounded. Like I had too much soil on the bottom of the pot, you know? Let's start over. I'm gonna put, okay, let's try this out first. So I have to stand up. I have to stand up. This plant is just too crazy. Okay, you know what? That feels better to me. And look at that, I get to use 2 hands to put the soil in. Why do I still not feel good? Why does this still feel like it was not low enough? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it though. I'm gonna leave it. Let's just use all the soil. And it'll kind of settle too, and then after I water it, it should be fine. Ooh, dusty. All right, there we go. This looks so much better too. It looks huge. Doesn't it look like a humongous plant all of a sudden? Huh. Anyway, I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it. For some reason, I feel like it was still too high in the pot. Like this piece here is like completely out. But you know what? I'm gonna leave it. It's gonna be fine. I'm sure it'll settle. And you know what? If I end up hating it and I don't feel good about it, I can always take it out and redo it. You know, it's not gonna be the end of the world. I'm gonna go water this now, and hopefully it kind of settles down a little bit, but look how big it looks. Amazing. Okay, but those are my 2 projects for today. Also, don't make fun of my hair. Do not make fun of my hair. I had it down today when I left, and like a few hours into, or not even a few, a couple hours into work, I was like, I can't take it anymore. It was like all like just falling and stuff on my face. It was driving me nuts. So I pulled it back and I'm like, am I bald? Anyway, we're talking about the plants here, not my head. This is the, look at this plant. It looks humongous. I can't believe it. I can't wait to water it and see it perk up. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna get over it. And then the lipstick plant, I think, is my favorite makeover. Like, this looks amazing. Look how healthy and like bouncy it looks. I should have done this a long time ago. Sorry, little plant. Looks great now. Hopefully it forgives me. I have made right on my indiscretions. Anyway, that is it. If you have a plant that you really need to repot and you see it every day and you're like, I'll do it tomorrow, go do it right now. It'll take a few minutes, a little bit of a mess. You will thank yourself. You'll love it. You'll feel like you have a new plant. At least that's how I always feel. I always feel like I have a new plant when I repot one. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.